Right, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to debunk a rather irritating manifestation myth. The idea that you are stealing someone else's free will when you are manifesting them. Before I get into that, if you want to see some success stories of other people succeeding that I've helped, head over and follow my Instagram because I constantly post success stories on my Instagram story that you could do with seeing. But anyway, the idea of free will when it comes to manifestation is a rather interesting one. You obviously go your entire life feeling like you have no control and that the only thing that is consistent in this world is chaos theory, the idea that the only thing that's consistent is that there is no consistency. And then you are introduced to the law of assumption, or law of attraction maybe, but law of assumption channel, so we're going to talk about that. And you find out that you are actually the operant power of your reality, and where your awareness goes becomes true for you. So you go from pretty much having no power over anything and barely even having your own free will to all of a sudden realizing that you have complete free will and you can control whatever it is that you experience. Now, people's reactions to this vary. Some people love it and they're like, oh my God, this means I can have anything. And other people kind of go, oh my God, I am the only thing in this universe that matters, essentially. Where you sit on that spectrum is obviously up to you. It's not really the relevant point of the video, but it's just an interesting thing. But I've heard from some viewers and some clients lately that other coaches, I'm not going to name any names because I'm not, interested in being that sort of pay bitch, but other coaches have been saying that it's wrong to manifest specific people, or you're controlling them, or you're being toxic for wanting that person and you should go for someone else that actually wants you, and things like that. But the thing that I want to stress in today's video is you are the operant power. You are the creative power of your reality. Where your awareness goes is what creates for you. And you can't turn this off. Which means anything that you will or have experienced is your manifestation. So the mailman, the person at a restaurant, your specific person, whatever they have involvement in your life has come through your awareness first. Which means even if you don't consciously manifest that person, you still unconsciously have an awareness of them in one form or another. Which means you are still providing them some form of story to play out for you. Therefore, not giving them the free will anyway. Because even if your story is negative, i.e. they don't want me anymore, you are telling them, don't want me. Just the same as if you were to say that they want me, you would be telling them to want me. Or want you. So that idea of you're removing their free will, you're the operant power of your reality anyway, which means everything that you're experiencing is a reflection of your internal state, which means it doesn't have free will, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, whether it's someone that hates you or loves you, it's all a projection of your internal state of mind. So there's no removal of free will by just being positive about the end result. You're just being conscious to direct your thoughts towards something that benefits you, as opposed to unconsciously allowing those thoughts to go towards something that doesn't benefit you. Either way, the person will be impacted in their way. They will either begin to love you because you've been doing the conscious manifestation work to get them to come in, or they'll begin to hate you because you've done the unconscious manifestation work of letting your thoughts go to crap. Either way, from my perspective, and by all means, if you have a different perspective to this, comment it below and let me know if you think that I've gone off the rails. But whether you're consciously manifesting them or not, they are still abiding by some form of awareness story that you have going on internally. Therefore, they still don't have the free will to act upon their own. They're either acting upon a negative story or a positive one. They're either distant from you because you have played out the story that pushes them away, or they're close to you because you're pushing out a story that brings them in. Either way, they are not existing within their own state of free will because they're still just providing a story that you are giving them to play out. So the idea of conscious manifestation being wrong or toxic or taking away free will, in my view, based on what I've just explained to you, is null and void. Because you took away their free will, assuming they had it in the first place, you took away their free will in order to tell them to go away through your negative thoughts and assumptions. When you were in a relationship with someone and you started thinking like crap, you took away their free will, but gave them the story to leave you. It may have seemed like they had the free will to get up and leave, but in actuality, that wasn't the case. They didn't do that on their own accord. They did that based upon what was going on up here in your own mind. So breakups or reconciliations or losing money, gaining money, losing a job, gaining a job, all of these things are all projections of your internal world. Just because something is a positive manifestation doesn't mean it's the removal of free will any more than a negative unconscious thought process would be. So hopefully that clears that up. But let's just also go down this tangent a little bit more to help my explanation and to help my way of thinking. This video was more of like a food for thought. This is my view on it more than anything. So of course I'm more than open to hear, rebuttals and arguments. But anything that you manifest involves other people. I don't think there's a single thing that you manifest that doesn't involve another person, besides maybe some self-concept stuff of like confidence and such. But even then, when you become more confident, other people start to reflect that because that's your internal story. So if I'm manifesting money, for example, I still had to make some employer, let's just say it's a refund, some employer do the work necessary to provide me the refund. If it's a random spare of money that just came out of nowhere, let's say a birthday, like more money on my birthday than usual, I still created it so that my auntie or whatever had the thought process to come and provide me that money. Let's say that it's a job. I still had to have the internal awareness to make the employer accept me on that job. Anything that you do manifest involves other people and the direction of their thoughts and the direction of what they are going to allow or disallow to be the case. You consciously altered that employer to give you that job. You consciously altered that person to give you that money or for that refund to be done. It may not have been in a relationship standpoint, but you still, quote unquote, removed their free will to be able to refuse you by residing within the end result of them having accepted you. It's still just as much. You still took away their ability to say no by residing within the end space of them saying yes. So this whole idea that all of a sudden because it's a relationship, it's all of a sudden evil doesn't make sense to me, because you're constantly removing people's free will and able to act upon certain things in your reality at all times anyway, just within other instances. But then when it comes to the manifestation and the state of your awareness, whatever you assume to be true will become true. That's the one thing that every coach can agree on. So if I assume that they don't want me and I let them live their life, that is still a removal of their free will, because I've given them the story of you don't want me, move on with your life. I hope I'm making sense there. But I just wanted to clear that up, and hopefully that's kind of given you guys some confidence. Like I said, every coach agrees with the idea that we are the operant power of our reality. Where our focus goes, energy flows. What we assume to be true will become true. So if that is the case, then there is no such thing as free will. Now, of course, I will say this. Do not manifest someone in to abuse them physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, because that is evil and toxic. But if you're bringing them in and you're going to give them the best relationship ever, you're going to be the best girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're actually genuinely going to make their life great and amazing, then even if you were, quote unquote, stealing their free will, it's still going to be good for them anyway. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you go to a restaurant, they say, sorry, we don't have the steak that you want, but here's this amazing burger and it's the best thing that you've ever eaten. You're still going to be like, all right, you know what, I like this burger. That's kind of how I view it. But obviously don't be a dick. Just because you can manifest, just because you are the operant power, doesn't mean you can go around hurting people and stuff like that, because that is just evil. And in that instances, I will tell you that you are being, bad. But if you're going to give them the best relationship ever, if you're going to become a power couple, what's the problem? They're going to be happy. I manifested Katie back. And as some of you all know, when I told Katie that I manifested her back, she got kind of uncomfortable about the idea. She was like, oh, okay, that's a bit odd. But now look at her. She actively talks about it herself. She's actively on board with it. We have the best relationship ever and stuff like that. So, clearly it didn't matter then. There's been plenty of other people that manifested their specific people, both coaches and viewers, and now they're in great relationships. So hopefully this has cleared up this myth, this idea. I don't think it's necessarily a myth. I suppose it would be more just other people putting their personal judgments into it. Because there's definitely times when I look at things and I think you should leave because that would be better for you. But of course, I don't say that they have to do it. I suggest it in 90% of instances, but more as a case of this could be good for you. But I don't say, oh, you need to leave because you're being an idiot, because that's just personal judgment. So, it is what it is. But anyway, I really hope that this has helped clear this up for you. I hope it's made you feel more confident and comfortable in what you're doing. If it has, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you need one-to-one help to get you to where you want to be within your manifestation, Down below in the description is the links to my website where you can find my coaching solutions. If you're looking for a monthly membership that you can cancel at any time that is way better than any other monthly membership, head down to the same description because there you'll find the links to mine. Multiple tiers that come with free stuff, exclusive content, discounts on everything, tons of amazing stuff, so check that out. And if you want me on your shoulder helping you with your manifestation, a little bit of a pixie on the arm, head down below into that same description. There you'll find my I Manifest for you. Check it out. It's been amazing for a lot of people. I'll be posting more success stories on my Instagram for you to see. And I'll catch you lovely people in the next one now that my doorbell's gone off. Bye-bye.